Hello, everyone who's tuning in today. We are going to talk a little bit about the Engineering Trainee Summer Program, which is being offered this summer for the first time in a couple of our European offices. My name is Jessica, for those of you who may have seen me on a couple of these Hangouts before. I run the Google Students Google Plus page and a bunch of our other social channels, and I'm here today with Farah and Carrie, who are going to talk a bit about this new program that they're launching in Europe for the summer. So I'm going to kick it off to them, and they're going to introduce themselves, and then we'll dive right into some of the fun Q&A that we have planned. So Carrie, why don't you start us off?
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name's Carrie. I work in the London office, and I'm the Intern Program Manager for EMEA.
And Farah?
Hi everyone, I'm Farah. I also work in the London office and I look after software engineering and intern hiring across Europe.
Great. Well, we're glad to have both of you here today. With the time zone, me in Mountain View and you in Europe, this worked out well. Didn't have to wake up too early, don't worry. Okay, so why don't we start off with sort of the background about this program. What is it all about? Sort of how did it come to be, and what can students look forward to if they're interested in applying? So Carrie, you want to give us some background?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Engineering Trainee Summer Program is a 10-week internship which will run across the summer. As Jess mentioned, this is the first time that we're running this in Europe. We've seen some good success from the Eng Practicum, which Farah will go on to, but we really wanted to launch this over here and hope to see similar successes. So you'll be working in one of 3 offices, so either London, Munich or Krakow. And there'll be, as well as real projects, so you'll be working on live production items. There'll also be classroom activities, mentoring, and hopefully a lot of fun for you.
Great. And what about Farah? Why are we doing this in Europe? So I know we have the Engineering Practicum internship program in North America. How did it transition over to this new region?
Well, we at Google like to try new things, so this is new for us. We've had some, obviously, past successes. We've run the Eng Practicum for the last 3 years, I believe, in the US, and have had some successes. So we wanted to give younger students an opportunity to get some practical experience, some classroom training, and to have fun at Google. It's not something we've tried before, and yeah, so we wanted to try something new and give that opportunity for our younger students.
Great. And what age is this for students who are interested in applying?
It's
Carry on, Farah.
First and second years, so anyone in a first or second year of a course. So
okay.
Not graduating before 2014.
Okay, got it. So for those who maybe just tuned in to start watching, we're talking about the Engineering Trainee Summer Program, which is a new internship program we're launching in a couple of our offices in Europe. So we have Carrie and Farah from our London office talking about the program right now. So what is the difference? Students were asking what's the difference between the Engineering Trainee Summer Program and the regular intern program?
Cool. So the main difference is really the length of the program. So the Engineering Trainee Program is 10 weeks long. We're really trying to get all students to start and finish on the same day to help give more of a class feel. So you can work together and help each other with any technical problems and projects that you'll be working on. With the regular internship program in EMEA, we're really flexible on start and end dates. So as long as you can work with us for a minimum of 13 weeks, you can pretty much start at any point during the year, and there's room to work for longer than 13 weeks if that fits in with your educational schedule. As well as the start and end dates being aligned, there's more classroom training, so we understand that students that will be applying for this program won't be as far on as their education as perhaps the students on the regular intern program. So we want to help build on your current skill base and give you some more exposure to real-life projects and programming. And we'll also have a structured mentoring program. So we'll have experienced engineers giving up some of their time to work with you outside of having a manager or a host. So those are really the main differences.
And they're working sort of in teams, if I understand correctly, right? So for students who maybe they're a little bit nervous because it would be their first internship, or it's definitely set up in a very welcoming and sort of cultivating environment.
Yeah, exactly that. So there'll be 2 or 3 trainees working in the same team or in the same larger team. So you'll really have a great support network both in your office and then obviously with the other trainees in other locations. So we'll bring you together probably via VC to take part in the classroom training. So you're all experiencing the same things and you can share those experiences and really help support each other and help each other grow.
Great. And so we said the program is targeted at first and second year students. What sort of educational background or work experience are you looking for from these students, especially since they're so young in their academic careers?
Absolutely. So from like a work experience perspective, we understand that most students at this stage of their education may not have any work experience. But really any students that are studying a bachelor's in computer science or related degrees is really what we're looking for. Anyone that shows a real passion for technology, for computer science, perhaps doing some programming or creating apps in your spare time, taking part in Olympiads. Those are the type of students that we're looking for. Those that really want to develop their career and just take 10 weeks over the summer to come and try something new.
Great. And when are the dates? So we're a little bit more strict with this program with start and end dates versus the regular internship program. So what dates are we looking at for this?
So we'll be looking from the 2nd of July through to the 7th of September 2012.
Okay. And applications are due?
By the 27th of April.
Okay, great. So they have a little bit more time to get their applications in. And what is the overall aim of this program from Google's perspective? What are we hoping to get out of this?
Well, we hope that the teams will be able to help the younger students develop at an earlier age so they can get productive sooner. And if they go on to then become successful software engineers full-time at Google, that would be fantastic as well. So
great. So for those who maybe just clicked the broadcast or tune in button, I'm here with Carrie and Farah from our London office, and we're talking about the Engineering Trainee Summer Program, which is a new internship program we're running in a couple of our offices in Europe, targeted at first and second year computer science students. It's a 10-week internship program. So don't worry, we're recording this, so if you missed any of it, we'll upload it to our YouTube channel. Don't worry, never fear. Okay, so let's go into some of these frequently asked questions that we get from students about the program. One of the questions that we get a lot is, what about students outside of Europe who are maybe interested in the program? Can they apply?
Yeah, so I mean, we'll encourage everyone to apply who's eligible. What we will say is that because there is the Eng practicum in North America, we probably will give priority to students that are studying within Europe for this pilot program. Things may change going forward, but we'd recommend if you're studying outside of Europe, so if you're studying in the US, to take a look at the programs that are offered more locally.
Great. And we're pretty strict with sort of those program qualifications, right? So some students were asking if I'm a first-year master's student, can I apply? But it's pretty set, first or second-year undergraduate students, correct?
Exactly. So we have kind of 2 different courses. So there's a 3-year bachelor course. So if you're doing that, then you'd need to be coming up to the end of your first year. But if you're doing a 4-year course, then we'll accept students that are coming up to their second year. So it's really the graduation year that's important. It does need to be 2014. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't take master's students at this time.
Okay. And how do students apply for this program? Let's say they fit all of the qualifications, they're excited. What's next? How do they apply?
Well, they can search for Engineering Trainee Summer, probably on Google, and be directed to the site, or have a look on the students page, on the page we are now, and click on the link and send a suitable CV, a nicely written, maybe two-page, 3-page CV, with a very short covering letter. 1 or 2 paragraphs is absolutely fine. We're more interested in, you know, what the students are doing now, what you're doing now, than anything else. So those 2 would be absolutely perfect.
And are there things you would expect in their cover letter or specifically on their CV that you really would like to see highlighted?
Anything further to what Kerry was saying? So if there's been any participation in open source communities or something super fun that you've created, or maybe a technology that you've always wanted to explore further but have some dabblings in that we'd like to hear about. So anything related to computer science that's not necessarily in the textbook that you want to tell us about, that's cool.
Carrie, do you want to add anything to that, or did she pretty much cover it?
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, just I think it's really important to highlight your passion in your CV. So as Farah said, just draw the attention to anything you've done that really shows your skills and your interests. You know, we're really looking for innovative people to come in and have great fun, but also contribute something to Google at the same time.
And they should probably include their intended graduation year somewhere on the CV.
Very helpful.
Just knowing from some of the program applications we review, it's always helpful to see that sort of front and center, since that makes a difference in your qualification for the program.
Definitely.
So after they apply, what does the recruitment process look like for these students? What's next?
Yeah, so Farah and I will obviously go through and review the applications, and successful students will be invited to take part in 2 phone screens. So the phone screens will generally be 45 minutes each, and they will be with our engineers. So you'll be given access to a Writely document, so a Google Doc, which you can code in real time. So it's always handy to have a quick practice at typing whilst talking, just so that you feel confident and ready for that. And yes, so it will be 1 to 2 phone screens that you will do, and then you'll receive the outcome of your interview.
So these are technical phone screens, correct? It's not just about what's on their resume.
Absolutely. So there'll be technical phone screens. We will ask you up front kind of where your interests lie, what you like doing, what your main programming language is, so we can target our interviews a bit more to what you do yourself. But you should be prepared for some problem-solving questions and some more generic questions. And of course, the engineers will be interested to learn a bit more about you and what you've put on your CV. So refresh yourself on your CV before your interview.
Good advice. And how long does this recruitment process take? When can students expect to know sort of where they stand in the process?
I guess it depends when you can start the interview process, but we would like to have final decisions by the end of May.
Good. And, okay, we already said applications are due April 27th. That's an important date for them to know. And it sounds like if they just submit resume and cover letter, that's what they need to apply, correct?
Yeah. And there is a short question that we've asked you to answer, just about a project that you've worked on outside of your university studies, just to give us a bit more insight into you and what you enjoy. So.
And what about, oh, sorry, did I cut you off?
No, that's okay. Just add that into the cover letter. That would be fantastic. Perfect.
It's important to read directions, right? I think that's like step one of if you're qualified, can you read the directions and follow what we're asking? That's good. What about how students should prepare for sort of the recruiting or hiring process?
Okay, so once we've reviewed all the CVs, we will get in touch with the suitable students, and we will then advise on how to prepare. But for now, the top tip will be to practice coding, review the modules that are pertinent to this. So I would say some of the kind of programming, algorithmic, data structure type of modules that students currently studying. Revise those, make sure they're all clued up on big O notation, do a lot of coding, and try and do stuff outside of university as well. That would be the first initial preparation.
Yeah, and I know on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Google Students, we have a playlist of all of the Hangouts on air that we've done, and we actually did one about technical interview preparation. So for anyone who's watching who in general just wants some help with how they can prepare for technical interviews, it's on our playlist, and it was hosted by one of our engineering recruiters who sat down with a few engineers to talk about preparing for technical interviews. So that might be a good use of your time to help prepare. Is there anything else you'd recommend for students preparing for the sort of the recruiting or hiring process?
Talk to their, friends and just try to do a little bit of role play maybe. Getting, paper out, talking through some questions and just discussing in like a classroom style. I think that often helps as well.
Great, good advice. And then what makes a good application? So when you guys are reviewing all of these applications, hopefully tons of students are now excited to apply. What really stands out in an application or a CV or a cover letter for you?
I think we've kind of talked about this a little bit already, but I really do think it's kind of passion and innovation in your CV. So, this is the first thing that we see about you. It's really helpful that you really highlight your skills and what you've learned and what you've done. So at university is not easy. You've probably done some really great team projects or group projects. Pull out what you've done in those group projects and what role you played. And any sort of outside of university, any interest you may have, be them related to computer science or not related to computer science. If you like fire juggling or, I don't know, just meeting up with your friends and reading books or anything like that's really interesting for us. Like, we really want to be able to get a feel for who you are from your CV and what you like doing. So obviously your education and studying the relevant courses is really important, but we really want to see who you are and be excited about your application. It's a really good opportunity and let that enthusiasm come across.
And you're not necessarily looking for students who have known that they wanted to study computer science since they were 5, right? So even if you just sort of stumbled across an Intro to CS course and it's your first year, like, you're definitely encouraged to apply, right?
Exactly, and it's exactly those students that we want to see as well. Like, you shouldn't feel that you don't have enough experience or that you haven't done enough coding or programming. This program is designed for students that have started, have got some really good interests already, but want to develop that. So don't feel that you can't apply yet because you're not quite ready. I would recommend that you apply, and you know what, if it's not successful, it's a really good experience, just the application and getting to speak to our engineers, and it'll give you something to think about for the future. So don't be put off by thinking that you're not ready. I'd definitely apply now, and then, we never say no at Google. If it's not right this time, we can look next year.
Exactly. And speaking of next year and sort of as students or maybe some older students who are watching this now, are you still hiring for normal internships and full-time roles?
So we've pretty much wrapped up our internships for 2012 now within EMEA, so we aren't accepting any more applications. But we will start recruiting again in September, which feels a long way away, but we're already in April, so it'll be on. So my recommendation is for anybody who's looking for an internship next year is to visit our website in September, when we'll open applications, and just apply really as early as possible because we try and review things on a rolling basis. So yeah, come September, come back to the website and keep visiting until it's open.
And all of those opportunities are posted at google.com/students, and it's broken down either by region or by what role you're looking for. We also post all of our program announcements on the student blog and the Google Plus page, so as long as everyone keeps a tab on those sites, they'll probably know before a lot of students even know when all of these opportunities are available. All right, is there anything else you guys want to add before we close this off? Maybe let's do a quick wrap-up. So we just talked about the Engineering Trainee Summer Program. Carrie, do you want to give just like a quick high-level overview of what the program is? Maybe someone just clicked that they want to join the broadcast and they want to know what we've been talking about.
Absolutely. So it's a brand new program within Europe, 10 weeks across the summer in either London, Munich or Krakow. It's designed for first years of a 3-year bachelor or up to your second year of a 4-year bachelor. We're taking applications right now. Apply via our student site. It comes under programs and scholarships. Application deadline is 27th of April, and to apply we just need a CV and a cover letter which also describes a project you've worked on outside of your university studies.
That was perfect. That was a great elevator pitch for the program. Okay, so I think that just about wraps it up. Thanks for joining us, Farah and Carrie. And for those who are interested, again, if you go on google.com/students and under programs and scholarships under the Europe category, you'll find the Engineering Trainee Summer Program application, and we'll have this video uploaded to our YouTube channel sometime in the next couple of days, so you can rewatch it if you missed it, or if you have any questions, hopefully we were able to answer them on here.